Okay, so this is a test of whether I can be heard or not. Say something in chat if you can hear me alright. Or say something in chat if you cannot hear me alright. Loud and clear, okay. Hey Mattis, nice to see you here. I have no idea how to go about this, so I guess I'm gonna get started. Today I'm going to be building a Canon Keys Bakeneko 60, which is sort of, well, maybe a little bit early, but it's considered to be like the new best budget option as far as a keyboard goes. Getting it into Europe was not cheap at all, so like that sort of does sour the deal a little bit. But I'm really excited about this, and it's been a while since I last streamed a keyboard build, and when I did last stream a keyboard build, then like it was kind of shitty. Yeah, budget keyboards in Europe. That is a pretty good joke. Since I have absolutely no idea as to what I'm doing, then if you think I should shut up and just start building, then just let me know. Or if anything's out of focus or whatever, then also let me know. Let's get started. Okay, so to start off with, it comes with this very nice carrying case, which, considering that the entire kit is like $129, I think is quite impressive. Like the zippers have these small Canon Keys logos on them. I'm not sure if the camera can focus on them or not. Let me turn on the other camera as well. Maybe that one will. Oh, that one will focus a little bit better. There's like these tiny Canon logos on the zippers, which is very cute in my opinion. So 2 zippers, opens up. This is like very sort of sturdy foam, and there's like straps as well, so like if you put a keyboard in here, it's gonna stay in here. But let's start from like the extra goodies. So here's, well, normally you would get 1, but I got 2 since I'm planning on doing 2 separate builds with this. I don't have all of the parts for the second one, but these are the O-rings that are going to be used for mounting. So they're slightly different colors, but I think they're like about the same hardness. Canon Keys described it as about the hardness of a pencil eraser, or like just a little bit softer. And well, I mean, if you've ever eaten gummy worms, then you know what these feel like. They're fairly stretchy as well, which is cool. Next up, we have the standoffs, or the little feet that it's going to stand on, along with screws for the daughter board and a small hex wrench. Looks like 2 or 2.5 millimeters. The sound is kind of quiet. Okay, just me or the entire thing? Do I bring up the music and the voice, or just the voice? Music is fine, just bring up voice a bit. Okay. Is this a little bit better? Can I get a nod from my supportive, amazing fiance? Good?
A little bit better.
Okay. Okay. Right, so next up we have the cable that goes in between the PCB and the daughter board. This actually uses a daughter board, which is sort of not really seen before in a keyboard in this price class. What it does, I will demonstrate it on the case a little bit later, but yeah, like this allows the plate to flex a lot more, and we don't really need to worry about interference of the USB-C port against the case. So that's the cable between the main PCB and that. Then we have the plate. This is FR4, or fiberglass. This is actually the same material that they use to make circuit boards. And you can actually order these from circuit board vendors as well. They should be fairly cheap, but from what I hear, I've never tried one, but from what I hear, this should be like really, really nice for a keyboard build. Should be nice and fairly flexible. I'm afraid to sort of bend it too much because I'm afraid I will like snap it in half, but let's see how it works. Next up we have a set of stabilizers. These, I'm not sure if they're genuine Cherry stabilizers, but these are the Cherry MX clip-in style. So you don't actually screw these into the PCB, but you just sort of push fit them. They are ever so slightly worse than screw-ins by Durock or by Cherry, but they should be fine. And like, I think I built my first keyboard, the split keyboard that I have, which I can show a little bit later with these as well, and they're fine when lubed and clipped. So stabs, and then we have 2 circuit boards. Now the kit usually comes with one. The kit usually only comes with this one. This is the hot swap board. I'm actually gonna go ahead and open it up as well. So this is fixed ANSI hot swap. So it has a 6.25U spacebar, 4 mods on the right side and 3 mods on the left side. Oh yeah, and then it has like these notches here as well. That's going to be a part of the mounting mechanism basically, but we'll get to that a little bit later as well. We need to test this first. And then we have another PCB, which is a solder PCB. This one I'm not going to open today. This I'm going to be building up in the future, since I can't really stand the standard ANSI layout. But I'm still waiting on stabs for these, and I haven't ordered a custom plate yet. I'm considering getting something with fixed 7U bottom row and maybe some cut engravings on it, so maybe stay tuned for that some other day. I'm just going to put this away. Since we are going to be doing a complete build, then I also have here some switches. These are the new generation of Gateron yellows, or Gateron CAP yellows. Really cheap. I think I paid something like 25 or 30 euros for 70 of them. So they come in these batches of 35, and they come in like this little switch tester base kind of thing. And they're actually really, really nice and smooth out of the box. So I'm not going to be looping any switches today. I might loop these in the future, but they are really nice and consistent, and next to Everglade Aqua Kings, probably one of the best stock loop jobs that I've ever felt. So I have two boxes of these. And I also have a set of keycaps from HKGaming. These are the Hami Melon colorway, which I personally think is quite nice. It's like this sort of bleached off-white or eggshell color, and then nice green modifiers, plus with the option of having like red or these tomato colored accents in there as well. The lights like playing tricks a little bit. They're actually a little bit more orange in real life than they are in my screen. Yeah, they do come in boxes like that, and I have sort of I had the idea of doing like a meme build where I just build a split keyboard out of the boxes without ever removing the switches, like hand wired and everything. But I'll be doing that in a different set. These are going into this board today. And finally, I remembered I forgot to sort of show off the main course here. This is probably really loud. Wrapped in this really nice blue, baby blue microfiber cloth is the keyboard case itself. So this is not actually milled, this is cast aluminum, which is also sort of a first. I guess this is sort of how they managed to keep the price to a reasonable degree. This is what the USB cutout looks like. I'm not sure if the camera will focus, so I'm gonna switch over to the other one again. There we go. Yeah. So this is what it looks like. It looks a little bit rough, but I wouldn't say it's that bad. There's this nice Canon logo on the back. Of course, I've already gotten a fuck bunch of greasy fingerprints on it. And then inside, we can see a cutout for the daughter board and the cable. And we can see like these little mounting posts, which the O-rings are gonna rest on. So it should not make any metal on metal contact between the PCB and the case, and it should be a really nice and bouncy typing feel. Okay, how do I get back to... Okay, there we go. So that's that. Gonna be wrapping this up again, and then we can get started on lubing the stabilizers, which, according to my fiance, is the most boring part of any keyboard build. She really liked soldering hers, but lubing the stabs was kinda really boring. We're not going to be doing anything super fancy with the stabs. I am going to clip them. I'm going to band-aid mod the PCB, or I have these special stickers from KB Defense, and I'm also going to loop them. So first, what I'm actually going to do is I am going to test the PCB. So let me see if I can figure this out. Let's see, we have middle window here. Quickly going to add the other camera here as well. There. Oh, moving the wrong thing, of course. So that should be about right. So let's plug it in. This doesn't have any RGB or anything, since it's a solid metal case and a solid non-translucent plate, so it's not going to be too flashy. But let's try and get it plugged up. I just realized I need the daughter board for this. Since the PCB itself actually does not have any USB ports on it, it only has this header which connects to the daughter board via the cable. So let's get those out. There we go. So I believe this should be universal, as long as I put it in the right way around. Putting it in the wrong way around would mean that I probably wreck it, so I'm gonna try and be careful with this. Let's see. I'm gonna switch back over to the full camera so that you guys can see this better. Like I think they're called JSD headers. They're these small headers that are used in interconnecting electronic components usually. Let's see which way does this go in. Okay. I've been hearing that these cables are a little bit fickle, so I'm not going to like toy around with it too much. I'm just going to plug it in and try and see if it works. Okay, I heard the sound of a USB device being connected, so that's promising. Let's open VIA and key tester. So I'm going to be using these small scissors to bridge the contacts because I was not smart enough to go and find the pliers that I'm going to be using. So let's see what this does. Okay. I should actually switch over to this now. Okay, Windows keys work. And of course, take focus away from the main window, so Alt works, space works, right Alt, right Windows, the menu button, which does not register since it's probably used to switch layers for now, and right Control also works. So let's go over the rest of these as well. And I can turn on key sounds as well to make it a little bit more exciting. it's nice that it sort of goes up in half tones, because then the musically inclined me can sort of, oh wow, okay. That's an interesting MIDI note. The musically somewhat inclined me can sort of tell if I've missed a key or not. Humble brag. Unsure if I have the sounds from the browser set up in OBS. Let me try and quickly see what the routing is. I'm just going to route via to the music channel, just a moment. Okay, I'm not going to take some more time to figure it out for now. I'm just going to close it off and I'll fix it in post, don't worry about it. Okay, so we got to enter. So let's go for row 2. Ah, we're not focused on that window anymore. So imagine a square wave, but a MIDI square wave. Oh, something. Yeah, I nudged against the cable, so let me see if I can get it to work again. Okay, there. Okay, that's all of the keys apart from the backspace. And now if I think about it, then I think there was a mild issue in some of the PCB firmwares that were shipped. So what we should do is that we should go to layouts, go for like split backspace, and reassign this to backspace. And then we should be able to get that to work as well. Perfect. Okay, so the PCB is all good. So here's hoping that I don't don't break it while I'm pulling this cable out. And I'm just gonna put this away for now. And then I need to go and get some tools quickly to lube and mod the stabilizers. So I will be right back. Okay, I'm just going to check over to Twitch once more, see how many of us there are, so that I can get even more stage fright than I have right now. Oh shit, that's 8 people. Hey Valmar, nice to see you here. Okay, so let's mod us some stabilizers. I'm actually going to get something other than just the paper, just the shop towel underneath this, because it can get a little bit messy. Okay, let's switch back over to the big camera as well. Is it lit all right? Can you properly see everything going on? Or, oop. It's lit, okay, good. Right, these are gonna go on the PCB. These we're gonna get to in a moment, but let's start with the stabs themselves. So, since I'm not 100% sure of the quality of these, then I'm going to do something that I haven't really done before, which is trying to make sure that the wires are balanced as well. Nice sticker, by the way. If I end up being popular and I have like 10 subscribers, then I can raffle it out or something. Okay, so what we're going to do is first sort of group them up, and I think we are going to be using all of them. So let's see, that's one pair, that's the second pair, third, fourth, fifth, like this. And like this. Okay, I can also already see a potential issue with the wires. If you look at it, if you look at this closely, I'm not sure if the camera will focus or not. Then I don't think this is a right angle, so we might have to bend that a little bit. Let's make sure that the wire heights are balanced first. Okay, so let's see. So what I'm trying to see is if I press down on any of these corners, any of these 4 corners in the little rectangle that it forms, then does the other end sort of raise up or not? Okay, I think this is a little bit bent, so just applying a mild bit of gentle pressure. Okay, that's better. Okay, that's good enough. This needs to be expanded a little bit, so. And these are a little bit softer than some of the stab wires that I've worked with before, which is interesting. Okay. Just to check, are the voice and music volumes okay? Both good? Okay, cool. Right, so fortunately I didn't end up having to do much for the stab wires. They seem to be fairly okay out of the box. So let's proceed with clipping and lubing them. Normally you would use dielectric grease for lubing the stab wires themselves, but since I don't have any, then I will be using this instead. It's a silicone-based, fairly thick bike grease, which I've found works just great, and it's a gross green color, which is also a plus. So that should get us there. What we're going to start with, I'm going to show this in the camera. Oops, wrong scene. Oh, one of my lights just turned off. Right. So what we're going to be doing, if you take a close look, oh wow, this is open. I want to screenshot this. So what we're going to be doing is these are sort of like H-shaped, and they have like these two little nubbins that I think they were put in there by design to sort of ease out the impact on the bottom of the PCB a little bit, because when you mash it, then like these two little nubs are going to be the first thing hitting the plate. But since that causes like a loud click, then we don't really want that. So we are going to be cutting these off completely instead. And we're going to be doing this for all of these. So just to make sure that I have enough, I'm going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's divided by 2. That's enough for 5 stabs, which is what we have. So let's get clipping. Didn't know that they still did these stabs. Yeah, they do. When I built my first keyboard, which I think was in autumn 2019, maybe Muddies remembers a little bit better, then this is the kind that KeyBio or KeyBio had in stock. And these were the first stabs that I had experience with. Or you mean like stabs with the legs that you need to clip separately in general? So has anyone in the chat been building any keyboards recently, or looking to build any in the very near future? You want to see how this Bakeneko turns out, and then we'll see. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'm hoping that they're going to be shipping more soon, and since this is a little bit easier to mass produce, I think, than milled cases, then they sort of have a really good opportunity of introducing mounting styles that are not tray mount to the masses at an affordable price. So I'm kind of really excited to see where this is going. Okay, so that's, I believe that's all 10 of them clipped. Just a little bit of QC. Yeah, these look all right. Actually, this needs to be cut a tiny little bit more. My upcoming keyboard is going to be the VAS 60. Yeah, it's hopefully going to ship in the middle of the month. And it's going to come from China, so it might take a little while for it to get here, but I am excited for that as well. Okay, so now that we have them clipped, the next step is looping the housings of the stabs. So inside the stabilizer, I'm going to be using Krytox 205's G0, which is a sort of a thick lube. I don't want to put silicone there because it's a complete another cut hair magnet, and I want to see how this fares. Hopefully a little bit better. And this you can do with a brush, but I've sort of gotten used to doing this with a Q-tip. Just sort of making sure that the internal walls are all nicely coated. Excited for the Vast 60 building stream. Okay, yeah, well, me too. And then after that, I think in a few months or in September or something, Scarlet should ship, which is going to be my first TKL board. I've never had a keyboard in that form factor before, so that's going to be interesting. I have no idea what key set I'm going to put on it as well. And I'll probably also do another build stream when I figure out how to get the custom plate for the Bakeneko ordered. Did the music stop?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now it should be back. TKL stands for 10 keyless, so it's going to have a function row above the number row, and it's also going to have dedicated arrow keys and then the cluster above that with delete and home and page up, page down, and two more keys that I cannot think of right now. I've been using 60% keyboards or things that are very close to 60% for a while now, so memory kind of fails me a little bit. It's going to be TKL and WKL, which stands for win keyless. So it's going to have blockers where you would have Windows keys on the bottom row, which I don't think detracts from usability at all, and I also think looks very nice. So TKL is basically a full-size keyboard without the numpad. If you're used to like gamery boards, then something or the other tournament editions. Am I planning on lubing my switches? Not these, I don't think, or not straight away at least. I am planning on maybe doing like a switch lubing stream sometime in the near future, because I have recently gotten a hold of quite a few switches that are like somewhat exciting for me. Like I have Akko matcha greens, which look really nice and apparently sound really nice as well, although I've never really tried them. I sort of wanted to see what Everglide Akko Kings do when they're lubed, and I also actually have some Gateron Milky Blacks and some Gateron Ink Yellows that I want to try and lube. But those are basically just gonna be on hold until I feel brave enough to do it. Okay, so that's the stab housings lubed. We can sort of start assembling them now. I'm gonna grab the bike grease as well. You can see it's nice, a very nice, gross industrial green color. The camera doesn't want to focus on it for some reason, but I assure you it's disgusting. Let me turn on this other light again. There we go. And I'm just going to make sure that I get a nice and even coating on the stab leg and a little bit on this bend here as well, since that's going to be the part that's going to have the most interference with the plastic. Let me zip this up. I actually did an oopsie. I should have assembled the housings and everything before, but we can do that now. Right. I'm just gonna do this side and then assemble all of the other housings. Okay. The good thing about the Canon Keys Bakeneko kit is that it's hot swap, so I don't have to make decisions like whether I'm going to loop my stab straight away or not straight away. I can just really easily tear it apart without having to break out the soldering gun and do it afterwards as well. Any upcoming Keycap GBs I'm keeping my eye on? Yes, actually. There's 2 sets that are currently in GB that I am considering getting. One of them is GMK Handarbeit. It looks like unicorn vomit and I fucking love it. It's a really nice and colorful set that started out as an April Fool's joke, I think in 2018 or 2019. Only around 300 kits were sold, and when it shipped and people actually realized how good it looks, well, the prices escalated to I think 400 euros a set or something. But now it's getting round 2, so it's going to be a little bit more reasonably priced. And the other set that I'm keeping an eye on right now, or that I'm potentially going to back, is GMK Dual Shot. Also round 2, and that's a set themed around the PlayStation 1 logo. It's gray with accents in the PlayStation logo colors, and can look a little bit dull, but I think that if you put it in like a black or a gray, or conversely on a whiteboard, then it can sort of really make the accents pop, and it has a very good potential of looking really, really nice. So. Something that's currently an interest check that I am sort of keeping my eye on is, I think it was called ePBT Basin. It's an IC on kbdfans.com, and it has like this really nice gradient from sort of blue mid-tones to... did I assemble this the wrong way? Yeah, I did. Just going to undo that. On TKL? Yeah, maybe. And I had a discussion about Handarbeit with my fiance as well, and we sort of discussed the accent colors and such. and she sort of saw something that I didn't, which was that the arrow keys are a completely different color than the rest of the Handarbeit set, and it sort of like really adds to it. So that that should look really nice. But the set that I mentioned before, EPBT Basin, is themed around the ocean, and it has like a gradient of colors across rows, and it starts off as like a slightly lighter blue, and then on the bottom it's like completely dark blue. And I think the gradient and how smooth it is like looks really nice. I have no idea when it's going to go into group buy, but I think I signed up for like the waiting list or the notification list that they have for that. And my music's shut up again. Why? Do I not have shuffle on? Let's see. Let's mix it up a little. Forgot to. And I also forgot to dip this leg in the silicone grease, so just going to be undoing that. And I assembled it the wrong way. I should start paying more attention and not make silly little mistakes like that. Basin looks very nice. Yeah, I agree. Also, hello, and thank you for joining. I don't recognize who you are from your username, so I'm going to pretend you're a passerby and feel really honored for you to have ended up in my stream. Mighty, okay, got it. Still very honored. I know you're not like super interested in keyboards, so thank you for stopping by. Imagine doxing yourself on a keyboard stream and you don't even care about keyboards that much. Is that what happened? You hope you survive? Yeah, me too. You're a good guy. Getting swatted with 7 viewers. Oh yeah, some of you actually know my address, which is a little bit concerning. Especially given my meteoric rise to fame. Oh no, I'm being monitored very closely. Yeah, that is a bit creepy, but fortunately I know who that is, and I don't mind. She can be a creep all she wants. She has the express permission to do that. Okay, that's the stabs assembled, so I'm gonna cork this up and go wash my hands and be back shortly. Should have set up like cat cam or something as well. It's a bit too late for that now. I'll remember that for next time, but I'll BRB. I believe you got a camera full of cat butt. Cat tax, yeah. It's not even Catter Day. But Nella delivered. Okay. So now for the slightly more exciting part. Where did I put the stab stickers? Ah, here they are. So we're going to be peeling these off one by one. Do I have... What do you call pinzetti in English anyway?
Tweezers.
Tweezers? No, I don't have any tweezers here, unfortunately, but that's fine. I can do without. Cat hair has been evenly distributed on the freshly lubed stabilizers. Yeah, there's a little bit of lube like on these. So if I were to touch a cat with these right now, then that would, well, annoy me more than it would annoy the cat probably, but... Ah, thank you. My lovely assistant. My lovely backstage assistant has brought me some tweezers. The keep case up close at some point? Yeah, sure. I showed it in the beginning. Where were you then? I'm gonna show it once I finish putting on the stabs. Yeah, I'm going all out on the production, Mighty. I'm taking this seriously. Okay, so what I'm doing right now, people, and well, people including me, used to do this with band-aids, and I actually had these around because I didn't remember that I got these stickers. But basically, the stabs are going to clip into here, or screw into here in case of screw-in stabs. And the plastic part in the bottom here is going to otherwise impact on the PCB and make sort of a loud clack. Some people have recently started preferring the clack over the slightly more muted sound of the Band-Aid mod, but I like to Band-Aid them because it makes the bottom out feel a little bit softer, and I at least would like to believe that it's a little bit friendlier to my fingers. And since let's be honest, since oh, we have a visitor. Hello. This is probably toxic to you, so maybe... Thank you. Yeah, looks like I was swatted after all. The cat police got to me. Yeah, I can turn on cat cam as well. There. Oh dear. There we go. That's the cat in view now as well. Anyway, yeah, Band-Aid mods should make the bottom out feel of the stabilized keys a little bit softer. And I personally like that. I could actually go ahead and zoom in on this a little bit as well. Make sure that we're in focus. There. Is the zoomed in quality still decent? It is? Cool. That makes me happy. But yeah, I remember these stickers being a little bit thinner, but these are actually like, it's called the Band-Aid mod, and these are actually Band-Aid thickness. I'm not sure if it like transfers over well on the camera, but they weren't quite like postage stamp thin, but I remember them being a little bit thinner. Okay, I just noticed that my volume should be much higher. I'm gonna try and bump up my voice a little bit. So that should make my voice a fair bit louder. And let's bring up the music a little bit as well. Okay, just the spacebar and the left shift to go now. This is taking way longer than I thought it would. I thought I would be done with the build in an hour, but here we are. Should still be louder? Oh wow, okay. I'm not sure that there is much I can do about that, unfortunately, without it getting into clipping territory. Let's see. Okay, this should make my voice loud enough. I have conflicting reports. Help. I have a naturally quiet voice. Cranking the gain on everything. Kind of alien. North House. Okay. Words lose trending. And that should be a little bit. I have a whole audio processing chain. The gate might have been a little bit too aggressive there. What I'm noticing is that LDR correct. I'm off. Just to make sure that it rubber gasket that works a bit later. Sound went for a bit. I just turned audio processing off, and it should be like it was before. Let's make do with that, and I'll figure out how to make it better by the next stream. So later equals never, of course, but okay. So that's the band-aids on. So now what we can do is that we can grab a bunch of switches and some keycaps, and we can start testing whether we've tuned them right. And I'm gonna zoom back out as well. My desk's getting messier by the minute, but okay. We need 5 switches for the stabs, so let's just grab these. Alright, so these have an orientation in which they're going to go in. As you can maybe see, maybe not, there's one side that has larger holes and the other side that has smaller holes. The part that clips in is going to go in the smaller hole, and this part with a little... the camera doesn't really want to focus again, so it's a bit hard to explain, but there's like this little leg on here that's going to hook into the PCB and hopefully make it sit just about right. Okay, one of them didn't go in properly, so it's gonna take a little bit of wrangling. There. Yeah, that's it now. This one really doesn't want to go in. I wonder what's up with that. Okay, it went in all right now. Okay, some of the lube, of course, managed to leak out of the stabs. So I'm just quickly going to clean it up. I'm going to go over this with isopropyl alcohol before I install all of the switches. But that should be fine for now. Okay, so since this, as mentioned before, is a hot swap board, then I don't need to break out the soldering iron. I can just align the switch legs and the contacts on the leaf and clip the switches in like this. They're going to be in a little bit better once I install the plate as well, but for just the test fitting and the testing of whether I've sort of equalized the lubing and the stabs, this is just fine. Okay, let's get some keycaps and test them out. I'm just going to put all of the lubey stuff away here. Okay. Just making sure that the key returns correctly, that the stabilizer is installed all nice and straight. And once I have all of the stabbed caps on, then, or the caps on for the stabbed keys, then I'm going to turn off the music and we're going to take our first listen to this board as well. Okay, I don't think this one went in all the way, so I'm just going to take the cap off and make sure that the stab is properly seated. There. Are there any other ones like this? Doesn't look like it. Okay. So let's take a listen. Yeah, there's something definitely wrong with this one. This one doesn't bottom out properly, so there's something wrong with this one. Okay, this one works fine, but these two are sort of messed up for some reason. Yeah, backspace sounds good, but I think I messed something up here. I'm gonna open them in a moment. And this one's okay as well. Yeah, these two need some more work. So headphones go back on. And the microphone is back to me. And the music has also stopped for some reason. Oh, it's actually the same song. Let's go with this one. Or not this one. Okay, that's a little bit better. I thought I had a playlist without any vocals, but there you go. Yeah, I stopped the music, yeah, but I thought I just turned off the volume for it. Oh no. Okay, so here's one thing that I do not like about clip-in stabilizers. Sometimes when removing keys, or when removing keycaps, you dislodge the stab itself as well. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at what's up with these. They seem to move quite alright on their own, so I'll maybe just unclip them once and then try and reseat them. I don't like this song very much, so let's go and oh, okay. Genre. There, that should be a little bit better. So generic stream music. Just making sure that they're properly clipped in now. They look like they are. Okay, gonna clean my hands once more. Okay, let's mute the music once more. And try these out again. Yep, I didn't put a switch in here, so that was a bit hasty. Like, I make these really silly little mistakes whenever I'm doing anything at all outside of my comfort zone, which streaming my face to an entire world of 7 or 8 people. Oh yeah, our washing machine finished. Okay, that's a little bit better, I think. Let's try the enter as well. I think this is good enough for now. Let's, since it is a hot swap build, and it's easy to just tear apart if need be and modify further. So let's see, what are we going to do next? We're going to remove these cups. We are going to give the PCB a bit of a scrub, and then we're going to build it. And then Valmar gets to see the case as well. So I'll be right back. Wow, the music got really intense while I was gone. Nearly spilled my coffee. This one popped out again, unfortunately. Okay, so before I go any further, I'm just going to make sure that they're properly seated. And it fortunately looks like they are, so let's get to cleaning. So for cleaning, I have, oh, oops, I did not mean to do that. For cleaning, I have a paper shop towel, and I have some isopropyl alcohol, 99.9%. I normally use these to, I normally use this to clean 3D prints of resin. But it's also really good at removing any sort of greases from surfaces, and it evaporates super quickly, and it smells really bad, so I'm gonna try and be fast about this. Okay, and I'm gonna go over it once more. This bottle's nearly out, but I do have a 5-liter canister of this sitting around somewhere in the basement anyway, so I'm not too concerned about that. I got into 3D printing early last year when my lovely fiance gave me a resin printer for my birthday. Or was it Christmas? I think it was my birthday. And we went to a nail art supply salon to buy my first bottle of isopropyl alcohol, which was super fun. And then the guy sort of implied that we are using it to make meth, which was really weird. What's even weirder is that he admitted to having used isopropyl alcohol to make meth, so make of that what you will. Hopefully not meth. Okay, so let's clean up the shot a little bit, and I will show you, and especially Valmar, the case. Grand reveal. There we go. So this is what it looks like. It's actually a little bit bigger than it looks because I have fairly big hands, but this is how it looks. It's a really nice sort of a matte black color, not shiny at all, which I love. Has a bunch of fingerprints on it, of course, but we'll get to removing those. Maybe during the stream, maybe after the stream as well. So, to start the assembly, I'm actually going to install the bump-ons for the bottom. So that if I rest this on the desk, then it doesn't scrape the bottom. These are just like rubber little circles with adhesive on the back. So let's try and be careful in placing these. Managed to install this one a little bit crooked, so there we go. And we'll be dealing with the daughter board separately a little bit later, but let's wrap this back up. And let's start building the main switch and plate and switch plate and PCB assembly. So I have 5 switches here already, so I'm going to go with these first. The music is super epic and super appropriate, of course. Okay, so where do we want to go first? We want to go in the corners, just to make sure that the plate sits in the right height, and then we're going to work our way around the edges, put a few in the middle, and go from there. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit as well. sure that these are all nicely clipped in. Oop. This one doesn't really want to go into the switch plate for some reason. Okay. This plate seems to be a very, very tight fit, which is good in a hot swap board, because you don't really want to accidentally get any switches pop out, but it's kind of awful to work with. There. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull a bunch of these out. They're like all nice and clipped in here as well. But I absolutely want to build like an ortholinear split keyboard out of these boxes, because they do have like this 1.5mm edge or lip that the switches can clip into. So they're actually in here fairly solidly. Would make a pretty cool meme. You'll print the bottom half. I don't think you even have to do that, because it's quite spacious. I'm not sure how well it translates over to camera, but there's like space here, and I feel that if I Dremel out like these separators, then there's enough space for a microcontroller. There's enough space for like plate-mounted USB-C or TRRS connectors. And well, it's transparent, so you sort of get RGB underglow support out of the box as well. Should be a fun little project. The only thing is that these have like slightly raised feet that clip into the top here, so these would need to be dremeled off as well, and I need to figure out some sort of a mounting mechanism, but shouldn't be too hard. And if all else fails, I can just borrow my fiance's hot glue gun and go to town with that. For that added junk factor. Oop. This one went on a bit of a trouble. Okay. I'm sort of inclined to do the middle ones first, actually. Since these are a very, very tight fit, then I imagine I'm going to have trouble installing the middle ones if I cannot pull the plate up manually. So I'm going to do the stabbed keys and then work on the middle ones. There we go. Actually, like, if it's supported properly, if there is like already a few switches in here, then like it's a lot easier to clip them in. But I think I sort of remember dealing with a similar problem when I rebuilt the Hex 3C, Hex Keyboards 3 that I have, rebuilding that with a soft plastic plate. It was also really flexible, and it was kind of hard to get some of the switches to sit right in the plate. Just need to be very sort of particular about how I do this. Okay, that clipped in. This is kind of really annoying. It's like they don't really want to clip in at all. With the danger of scratching some of the traces on the circuit board, I'm just gonna like try and support it with this pair of scissors. Can't get in here because of the spacebar stab wire, but okay, there we go, that's clipped in. It is a little bit dangerous to the board, but since this is properly coated, then and since I'm not scraping against the PCB itself, then it should be fine. He said and smiled nervously. I'll go ahead and point the microphone at the PCB that I'm clipping switches into so we can have some keyboard building ASMR going on. Just checking to see whether everything is aligning correctly. Okay, there we go. This one's not in properly either. Okay, so that's the bottom row taken care of. Let's try and get some of these trickier spots next. So, to alleviate the awkward silence a little bit, how's everyone doing? Are you enjoying the stream, or are you just here because you feel like you have to because you're my friends and all? Doing great? It's really nice to hear. Why not both? Yeah, why not? Why not? ER diagram? What's an ER diagram? Entity relationship? Oh dear God. Okay. It's some database modeling stuff that I have zero idea about. Emergency response diagram? How fast can you SSH into a server if prod blows up? And instructions on how to do so. Yeah, it's entity relationship probably. It's not, but if you need an excuse to procrastinate, then yes, it is the noisiest thing that we can do in this apartment. Or we can do it together afterwards. Ah, congratulations on doing the thing. And we are out of music. Let's see, let's go with mood this time. Let's see. Let's go with peaceful and also serious. There. That doesn't sound super serious. Okay, we are out of switches, so let's grab the other box. So a standard ANSI 60% keyboard I think has 61 switches. So we have 61. If we do need more, then there's like 9 more. Do you say ANSI or do you say ANSI? Which should you say? These are not properly clipped in. ANSI like unzip. Unzi, got it. Kinda hate it, but I don't make the rules. Okay, are the rest properly clipped in? Well, they better be now. At least there isn't a Helma layout. Yeah, that's good. Nearly there. We have like 15 more switches to go, so if they all manage to clip in nicely, then it should be done in like 20 to 30 minutes with some tests and everything. Okay. if I had to do this a second time, then I would probably start from the bottom row and just support the PCB from underneath with something, and then sort of like work my way up row by row, because this is proving to be a little bit more difficult than I expected it to be. But such is life, and it's not like I'm gonna learn from anyone else's mistakes. Great. Okay, nearly there. Just a few more to go. I really like this song. It reminds me of No Man's Sky's soundtrack by the band called, I think, 51 Days of Static. It's like the soundtrack album itself is, I would say, a pretty good standalone album. It's like this ambient sort of metal music that I sometimes really enjoy. But since it's copyrighted to the moon and back, then I am stuck with using royalty-free music. I could make my own music. Yeah. I wish I could. I used to make a lot of music, but then the great old big sad hit, and I got significantly worse at it. Okay, this one doesn't sit right. Oh dear God. Did I break the housing? No, I didn't. Okay, thankfully. Is that now properly in there? Not quite. This is somewhat annoying. Okay, there we go. Two more to go, and then we are hopefully done for now. Well, with the switch insertion at least, but putting the keycaps on should be comparatively easy. And of course we bent the switch leg. There might be a few more bent ones in here. I guess we'll find out when we get to the testing bit, but I'm hoping it's not too bad. As in, I'm hoping I don't have to like tear this all apart again and start from scratch. That would be a little bit sad. So just gotta make sure that these last ones are all nicely clipped in. This is taking significantly more physical force than I expected it to, so I'm actually getting kind of sweaty right now. Let's see, did we lift any of these? Not upon first glance. So that's good. So let's connect it up once more and oof, yeah. Let's go ahead and connect it up once more and just check if all of the switches work. Oh hey Alexander, you also got here finally. Okay, so let's go ahead and not this one, this one, and let's okay. I keep opening the Windows menu with the whatchamacallit. Let's see, so this should have arrow keys in this layer, so we can verify that the arrow keys do in fact work as well. Okay, this is ESDF. That's a really weird layout, but we'll get to modifying that. Looks like all of the keys work, which I'm very, very happy about. I don't have to tear this apart, so let's zoom back out. Let's clean up the workspace a little, and since should I put on the keycaps before I put it in the case or after? Let's maybe put them on before, and we'll check out like the accent colors and stuff once the entire keyboard is assembled. So, gonna clean this up a little. We need the spacebar. Can't do anything without a spacebar. Can maybe adjust this just a little bit as well. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna put on the keycaps first, and then we're going to be mounting the PCB and the daughterboard to the case. So, starting from the spacebar. This should be the longer shift, so right shift. So layout-wise, we're not dealing with anything super special. It's standard ANSI with a 6.25U spacebar. So we can just literally use the left me spaced out while watching this, shifted my interests for keyboards, so I entered here. That's lovely. You wish the cam image was bigger? Oh crap, I didn't, there we go. Better? Well, I mean, it's not gonna get any bigger than this, so this is what you're gonna have to deal with. Oh yeah, it can get bigger. We have a zoom lens. Yeah, it was pricey. Fortunately, it wasn't me buying it, so... yeah. Now this I sort of dislike. I don't like, well, if there's like contrasting colors in the modifiers and the alpha keys, then I like to have the pipe symbol be the color of the modifier. So let's see if we have this here. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we do, but I did notice something that I absolutely have to swap out. There's a running meme that my favorite key on the entire keyboard, do they offer a PCB with a Tengen layout? Yes, they offer a soldered PCB, which supports even ISO as far as I can tell. Yeah, it has these this vertical mounting position as well, but I'm gonna build this in a different stream because I don't have the plate for it yet, unfortunately. And I think I'm gonna get like a custom FR4 plate mate for this at JLC PC or something, but that's gonna happen in a while. So anyway, back to the memes. My favorite key on the entire keyboard is Angry Alt or Alt GR, Alt Graph. So I'm just gonna stick that back here. And of course I pulled out the entire switch. God damn it. There we go, now we can proceed. But unfortunately, as you can see, there's no mod colored pipe symbol here. I mean, it's sort of what you would expect from a 50 euro key set. So I'm not like too upset about it. And the daily build of this is going to be in a Tengen layout and probably with some other keycaps as well, so. Your right shift squeaks now? Okay. That does sound very irritating. I feel sorry for you. What is an SOG keyboard? I'm not sure I'm familiar with that brand. Spirit of Gamer? Oh wow, okay. Do you know if it's mechanical, Nags? Ah yes, I have been provided with an accent-colored enter key, which actually looks really nice.
It's an escape.
An escape key, not an enter key. I promise you I can read. I have proof. I have at least 3 years of schooling behind me. Doesn't click? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I am also being provided with and alternate colored enter keys. So let's go ahead and make that swap straight away. There we go. This the handsome stream? No, I don't have my face cam on. Ah, okay. Wow. Yeah, it's not like I'm a cat dad at all. Yeah, I didn't read the message above it, unfortunately, so I'm sorry. It's alright, Nogs, we still like you. I have a special guest. Some more hands. And some whiskers.
Hands and whiskers, claws and toes, claws and toes.
Very nice whiskers, thank you. I cut them myself. Take the blueberry tablecloth. Yeah, it is a desk mat from drop.com, and my fiance has a similar one, except that it's red and it has dragon fruits on it. And I actually do have a different, slightly more neutral colored desk mat on the way as well. But that's not going to get here until the end of the week or something, so... Being the impatient SOB I am, I just went for it today. I gotta say, I'm really liking the colors of this keycap set. And the legend quality is actually quite decent as well for it being a dye sublimation one. As you can see from the bottom, then like the black plastic or the black color doesn't actually penetrate all the way to the bottom. And that's because it's dye sublimation is basically a technique used in printing that makes the dye sort of submerge under the surface of the plastic a little bit. So they're quite hard wearing as well. So. Given that if I'm not going to be using this daily for the next 20 years, then I'm probably not going to be wearing through the legends. And for it being a PBT set, the space bar was actually surprisingly straight as well. Sometimes they come a little bit warped, so you have to do some black magic involving boiling water and such to get them to not stick in the down position. Okay, and that's the last key. So, next up, we are going to be mounting the O-ring. So, should we go for the slightly darker blue one or the lighter one? I think they're about the same hardness, so like the only difference is the color. Darker? Okay, I'm sorry, Valmar, I'm not going to be able to put both of them in here. So I've never done this before, but let's see how it works out. I don't have a pink one, I'm sorry. Okay. So I should make sure that it's nice and squished in there in the stab positions. And this this rubber is actually what the entire assembly is going to be resting on in the case. I am noticing a bit of interference here with the sticker that I used to Band-Aid mod it. It is a little bit thicker than I expected it to be, so I'm going to let me bring an X-Acto knife quickly. So I'm going to be cutting a small part of it off, just to make sure that the O-ring sits nice and snug around the key. Sorry, not the keycaps, the switches. And the edge of the PCB doesn't have any traces on it, so I'm not particularly worried about damaging any of them right now. There we go. That should be a slightly nicer fit now. And it looks fine on the bottom. Okay, so let's proceed with screwing the daughter board into the case. And while they have included a an Allen key, then I'm going to be using my own just because it's a little bit more ergonomic. Let's see, it should be this one. Yep, that's the one. Now, it didn't come with any washers, but, oh, my music stopped. Just a moment. Screw it, let's go with the same playlist again. My mouse has a tumor. No, it likes to be moved around. We know about it and we appreciate it. This kit did not come with any washers, but I do have some of my own that I'm going to be using, just to make sure that I don't scrape or short out the daughter board to the case. May I have the tweezers for a moment? Thank you. This is now a esoteric healing music stream, by the way. In case you didn't notice, we have some pan flute action going on in the background. They're using non-ferrous screws, so the magnetic bit is actually not really picking them up properly. So that's a little bit annoying, but I guess some concessions in quality have to be made when you're dealing with budget products. My demeanor makes it a Bob Ross keyboards kind of stream. Not sure if that was meant as an insult or not, but I'm going to decide to take that as a compliment. So thank you very much. This is kind of difficult. Unexpectedly so. Let's see, can we get one of the corners in? Yes, we can. A praise, not an insult, okay. God damn it. You know what? I take my words back. I'm actually like a little bit upset that they decided to use screws without iron content, or like screws that are not magnetic. It makes it like so much more difficult to assemble it, and it's just sort of annoying. Like screws don't really cost that much. Okay, we got that one in as well. I will not ban you, don't worry, I don't know how Twitch works. I might make Nella a moderator and have her ban you, but that's the topic of a future stream. Okay. She doesn't know how to ban people either. You're safe. Just don't worry about it. You're not supposed to talk us through it, Nugs. You know? I just realized I should check whether it aligns with the opening on the back of the case properly before I screw it shut, and it does not, which means that I'm not going to be able to use these washers. So let's undo the last 5 minutes of somewhat frustrating work. I should have checked that before. It's weird that they wouldn't use washers in this, but whatever. Yep, that aligns a little bit better now. I'm actually going to go ahead and plug in the USB cable just to make sure that when I do screw these in tight, then they will be in the right position. Okay, I would say that this aligns like fairly nicely. I'm gonna switch over to the other camera for a moment. You can see it here. It sits fairly flush, so I'm fairly happy with that. Okay, so now for the exciting part. Let's connect the daughter board cable. Cable was disconnected there. Align it here. And let's also plug it in here. which way does it go? Okay. There's some cat hair in here already, so don't worry about that, Nux. There's some cat hair literally everywhere in this apartment. That's the joy of having two fluffy small cats. Small cats with big fluff. Alright, and now we should be able to just push fit this assembly into the case. Nice and easy. I'm getting more Bob Ross by the minute, am I not? Yeah, it is fairly tight, but since this friction between the O-ring and the case is the only thing keeping the assembly inside the case, then like that is sort of how it is supposed to work. And here we go. That's the Canon Keys Bakeneko 60. All nice and built up. Is this returning correctly? Huh, okay. Just making sure that all of the keycaps are properly in. No, I will not smash this keyboard with a hammer. I've just spent the last 2 hours and 15 minutes building it. I'm going to get at least some enjoyment out of it. And you're not going to take that away from me. So here we go. Let's I'm not going to do a folding test. Screw you guys. Right. So I'm going to clean up the space a little bit, and then let's do a typing test. You like it? That's good to hear. Finally, some colors. Yeah, the keyboard that I have been using daily is the HKGaming Pro 2, which looks like this. So you can sort of see why my fiance should be complaining about the lack of color on my desk. Yeah, the board that she is using looks like this. And it is a Hex 3C Win keyless keyboard that we built together. Actually, she did all of the soldering and really enjoyed it, I think. So this is O-ring and Poron gasket mount, or sorry, not Poron gasket mount, but burger mount sort of, with a POM half plate, and it actually feels really nice and bouncy. So let's see how this Bakeneko, which costs, well, not nearly as much, feels in comparison. And I'm gonna go ahead and shut off the music as well, so we can properly appreciate how this keyboard sounds. Let's plug it in. Let's zoom in a little bit more. There we go. And I'll be adjusting the microphone a little bit, and then let's do a typing test. Okay, this is currently clipping, so I'm gonna dial back the gain a little bit. Okay. So, I will switch the scene. And here goes nothing. Ah. Okay, that was not supposed to happen, but I think we saw like a 90 there, which considering that I haven't used this layout in a really long while, I would say it's okay. I really like how this keyboard feels. Like it's sort of like bouncy a little bit, and if you like press down on it, then you can see the whole assembly sort of flexing a little bit as well, especially towards the edges. I am quite happy with the sound as well. This for the money, like after shipping, it did sting a little bit, but if you were to build this keyboard in the United States, for example, then I think you could get all of this. So the keycaps, the switches, and the keyboard kit for around $200, and it like feels very nice and lovely, and like definitely better than the tray mount tofu that I had, for example. It's really nice. Personally, I dislike this pastel baby color palette, but I can see why some people would like them. I guess these come in different hues. Yeah, they do. I got this colorway as I don't really have anything like this, and since this is not a straight up rip-off of like a slightly more higher quality set, this is made by the company HKGaming, which doesn't exactly have a great reputation. They sort of monkey type rules. I did 95 now. That's great. Small image again. Oh yeah, right. I haven't gotten used to switching these around yet. Geez. Okay, there we go. So yeah, this was the build. I am quite happy with it. I'm probably going to be adjusting the layout a little bit and then trying to daily drive this for the rest of the week. Show the box, please. Sure. You mean the case that it came in? Right. So in the kit, in $129 or $119, I don't even remember, it also came with this really nice carrying case. It's not exactly a hard shell, but I think there is like some sort of a plastic in here. And it has ample storage space. The foam feels like nice and sturdy. And you do get this baby blue microfiber, I think it's microfiber cloth as well, with stitched edges, which of course likes sticking to these Velcro straps here. So that's a little bit annoying, but it does should fit in here just fine with keycaps as well. So let's see. Oh yeah, that fits plenty well. So yeah, for 120 bucks plus like a little bit on the switches and a little bit on keycaps, I think this is a pretty good offering. Like, it sort of ends up being in the same league price-wise as a KBD Fence Tofu was, but I feel that it objectively provides a better typing experience. So zipping it up as well, has these nice little purple tabs, a carrying handle, and it feels like quite sturdy. So I would feel perfectly comfortable like carrying it around like this. So yeah, that's the build, that's the stream. I hope you guys had fun, and thank you for joining me tonight. And if you guys liked it, then well, I'll be doing more of these in the future. Next up, we'll either be building a VAS 60, which is another 60% keyboard kit, or building another version of this with a 7U bottom row and split backspace and stuff. Say the words, say like and subscribe. Yeah, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe and share this with your friends. If I even post this anywhere. But yeah, thank you guys for joining, and have a lovely rest of the evening. Bye.